Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson 3 of Piano Video Lessons Note Speller Workbook. In this lesson, we're going to focus on the notes in the lines of the bass staff. This is not intended to be an introductory lesson. If you haven't learned the lines of the bass staff yet, I do recommend learning it using the note reading crash course, which will introduce you to the notes individually, one at a time, with plenty of practice. All of the worksheets used today are available for print at PianoVideoLessons.com. You can find the link here in the description. So let's get started. When we're talking about lines in the bass staff, we're talking about these 5 notes here. Ooh, let me just skip away my treble clef notes from lesson 2. Okay, so we've got these 5 notes here in the bass staff, and if you knew this, I'm not sure, but bass clef has another name, which is the F clef. And F clef helps us find the note F by having a big blob here at the beginning on the F line and having these 2 little soldiers on either side of the line for F. And then any note that we find on this line will be the note F. So we can find that note here on the piano. Bass clef means lower sounding, bass means lower sounding, and so notes in the bass clef are found below middle C on the piano. So here we go, we have the notes from bottom to top in the bass staff. They are G, B, D, F, and A. And just like in the treble clef, when notes move from one line to another line, they move by skip, which means that they skip 1 key on the piano. So here we have F and then A, the note above it. And we can continue skipping until we have all 5 of the notes placed on the keys, and here they are: G, B, D, F, and A. And they are all below middle C. So some people do like to use tricks to help them remember the notes, and you might like to use a sentence that uses the first letter of each note in words of the sentence. So you could have, good boys deserve fudge always. Good boys deserve fudge always. Or you could say, glad bags don't fall apart. So that's a sentence that can help you remember the notes. I personally don't prefer sentences because they slow me down. I would rather just think of these notes as GBDFA. And so a way I could remember these is that G is at the very ground level of the elevator. It's at the ground. I could remember that A is at the top. It's sort of like the first letter of the alphabet. F, I can remember because of F clef. D is in the middle of the staff, and well, there's just B left over here. Can anyone give me a trick to help remember B? Maybe that it's the second letter of the alphabet, but the first letter is way up here, so don't use that one. But G, B, D, F, and A can help you just GBDFA, GBDFA, and then GBDFA, GBDFA, GA, and BDF right there in the middle. So find a way that you can relate to these, but no need really, because what we're going to do is really lock these into our minds by using these worksheets. So the first thing that you can do is find the notes on the piano and play them from bottom to top, saying the names out loud as you do. G, B, D, F, and A. Now take it one step further and play it here, and then look here. G. Look here, play it here. B. Look here, play it here. Say it. D. Look here, play it here. F. Look here, play it here. A. And in fact, I'm just going to remove these now that we know exactly what we're talking about. I'll do it one more time because you likely don't have bingo chips. I'm just going to leave middle C here for reference. But G, look, say, B, play. Look, say, D, play. F, A. And you could even name them from top to bottom. Just really get a sense of where these are by name on the piano. The next thing you can do is connect the note to its corresponding piano key here on the chart. You could draw lines like this, Or if you have colors, you could color code each key a different color and coloring its matching note with the same color. So I just have a pencil here with me today, so I'm going to draw lines to help really reinforce that connection. And then finally, we can draw our own line notes. In the bass clef, underneath each note, we can write its name. So we have G, B, middle D, F, and way at the top, number 1, A. And then we'll play what we've written. So G, B, D, F, and A. So far we've been keeping these in order. So now what we're going to do is the next page of the worksheet, where we're going to practice naming these notes in random order. So having a look here at line number 2, we're just going to point to each note and say its name. So beginning with the first note here, we have G, then A, G, then A, middle line, D, line 2, B, line 4, F, middle line, D. So what you should do is point to each note on the entire page and say its name out loud. If at any time you're unsure, if you were right or if you don't know it all, just check back here on the chart and continue until you've finished the entire page. Now do it again. Continue pointing and naming each note until you can do it effortlessly. Then you're ready for step 2. Step 2 says to play and name each note on your piano keyboard. So let's have a look here at line 3. A, D, A, F, A, B, G, F. And again, practice this by saying each note out loud as many times as it takes to get it right. Do the whole page. If it's not automatic, do the whole page again, playing and naming each note. Anytime you're unsure, just refer back to the chart. And then the final step, step 3, says to use a pencil and name each note here on the page. So just look at each letter and write the name for each note. And there's an answer key so you can check your answers when you're done. By the time you get to step 3, if you've done a really good job on steps 1 and 2, you are going to know these notes inside and out. It'll be a breeze. Super easy quiz. And now the last step will be to draw the notes using line notes on the staff. So we see here it says G, we'll draw a G. We'll make sure that we don't touch the next line. Try to keep your notes just wrapping around the one line that they are naming. And then we can play them. So we have G, B, D, etc. So use this sheet to fill in the names of the notes on lines of the bass staff and then check your work using the answer key. All right, so that's the end of the line note lesson for the bass clef, and the next lesson, lesson 4, is going to take us over to spaces in the bass staff. Please visit PianoVideoLessons.com to print off all materials and also for a nice, easy, clickable movement between these various lessons. Thanks for watching. See you next time.